Hey, you are along for the ride with the Mad Dog and Cole, the prickly pickle, Farrell.
Dakar is just French for dusty.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, thank you to our man Evil, setting the example. Fly through the air and live in the sunlight. We all just need to chill and live in the sunlight a little bit more. Don't you agree?
I agree. New year, more sunlight.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Along for the Ride, episode 21. And we are going to go straight into thanking our partners because we are going to try and knock out a quick one tonight. So we want to be sure and thank Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com. Go on their website and check out this year is their 50th anniversary. 50 years. Mr. Irby founded the company in 1973. They're still going strong here in 2023. And they have brought out a new gold edition, which you will see if you're watching on YouTube. You will see right now the new Kicker Gold Edition subwoofer. Yeah, that is beautiful.
Oh man, that thing's sweet.
All the way throwback to the Stillwater Designs logo. Just look at that. The gold letters. Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. If you are not watching on YouTube, get over and watch it on YouTube or go to kicker.com and check it out. Of course, we want to thank Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Tommy the Bomber has got these things dialed. They're your everyday Levi's. The sunglasses are tough as hell. Pair I'm wearing has polarized and OSHA approved safety lenses. Just love them. Wear them everywhere I go. So grateful for Tommy and the gang. And that is Bomber Floating Eyewear at bombereyewear.com. Of course, the Premix Podcast on Instagram at the Premix Podcast for all your desert racing photo needs and updates and some good humor. Check them out on Instagram at the Premix Podcast. Dude, let's get into it. What's up, Cole?
All sorts of stuff. We've got a busy month ahead of us, but not a lot of it, unfortunately, is based around racing. But that being said, I did get to go to the opening round of Supercross this weekend, which was so appropriate for what we're about to talk about. But full stands at Angel Stadium. It's upwards of 50,000 people, complete sellout. It doesn't matter what division you're in. That's just a good sign for off-road motorsports to see some healthy spectating. So
Absolutely.
that warmed my heart.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I was in Loveland, Colorado, at the Kicker. Actually, it's renamed now. I'm sorry. The AMA Arenacross Championships presented by Kicker Performance Audio.
There it is.
All right. We'll do it once more. AMA Arenacross Championships presented by Kicker Performance Audio. Man, there again, the new owners with the series. Wasn't sure what we are going to get into there, but we covered it in the last session. They were really great to get along with, and beautiful job on the branding. Race day was Friday. Pro day was Friday. They do the amateur days Saturday and Sunday. As to not interfere with people's Supercross watching, they have now gone to live Friday nights on MAV TV. So you can tune in actually this coming Friday to Mav TV right about 7:30 and catch the AMA Arenacross Championships presented by Kicker Performance Audio live on Mav TV from Prescott Valley, Arizona.
That's so nice, considering that Arena Cross used to be in Cycle News a week later. That'd be on live TV. I mean, who would have thought?
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And it was a great night of racing. Man, the whoops were monsters, just beasts, which was great. It's good. I like to see a challenging track. And I like to see even the pros struggle a little bit with timing and stuff like that because it just adds to the competition. I think they did a good job on getting the track built. Um, there's on the start straight. I would like to have seen a little ski jump or something like that. Nothing major,
Little
just a little
pizzazz.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of just a big flat track start. But it worked. It was still tight. Of course, anytime you're in arenas, those guys are just freaking gladiators. New format where they run two main events. They run qualifying during so they'll have practice and then they have a qualifying pro qualifying 1 pro qualifying 2 and then they have track maintenance, run some of the AMA. I guess it'd be they're not really the amateur classes but the AMA classes that will also run Friday. And there's a kids class and I think schoolboy class. I don't have a schedule right in front of me right now, so I have something else queued up on my phone that's really exciting that we're going to get to in just a minute here. But yeah, man. So of course the qualifying depends where it puts you, gives you your gate pick for the heat races give you your gate pick for the main. They run two main events. So basically, your heat race finish actually gives you your gate pick for the first main. Your second main is a fully inverted start.
Oh, okay, so that's back.
Yeah, which is really rad because you really get to see the pros and the top pros work hard to get up there, you know. So I mean, you're not going to see a Bitterman or a Peters grabbing a hole shot on the second main
Yeah,
because
running away with it. Yeah.
they're in the back row, So super exciting night. Holy cow. Fans in Loveland, just good old fashioned redneck fans, man, packed the stadium. Um, in that arena. I know that in hockey form, it holds right about 7,000, 7,500, but they do push all the lower bleachers back for the arena cross races. So I'm not sure what the seating was, but man, we were full. It was encouraging. Like you said, definitely a good sign for the sport. The racing was amazing. The last main was incredibly exciting with Peters, Bitterman, um, ending up in the back row because they finished first and third in the first main. Uh, Man, that was quite the battle, and it was exciting. So um, ultimately, when it came down to it, it came down to the KPKB show. Kyle Bitterman, Kyle Peters, and those guys have run elbow to elbow for years. Bitterman had a kind of a tough go last year. He made a change to gas, and the bike just wasn't good for him. Um, I don't. He was fast at times, but there was tracks where the bike just wasn't there. Uh, He switched back to Honda this year. And of course, Peters is, the only Phoenix Honda entry this year in Arenacross, and sporting that number one plate as he is the 3-year champion, 2-year champion. I think 3-year. Anyway, but they once Bitterman got through in the final main. He got through the pack a little quicker, and Peters wasn't far behind, but there was lap after lap after lap of those two just cat and mouse, swapping spots, elbow to elbow. And I had the opportunity to talk to both of them after I packed all my Kicker Performance audio booth down and got everything ready to travel because I had to go home Saturday. I caught those guys just before they headed out the door. And I think I'm going to hit you with just a sample of that right now.
Hey, what's up? This is Kyle Bitterman. Overall, we had a good weekend so far. We qualified first. Top step coming into the heat race, won my heat race. Coming in the main one, we made some moves, got into second, and I made a few mistakes and bobbled, and Isaiah Clark got by me, but we were able to, keep it on the podium, and we got a third in that one. And then we took the bike back, made a few changes because the track was getting real hard, and we started second row, but I worked my way up through the pack real quick and got into the lead. And I thought I was going to possibly be able to pull the KP off there, and we played cat and mouse a little bit, but at the end he got me. I know what I got to work on. I got to tighten a few things up, but we're only going to get better. We still have a long way to go in the series, but I think we made some good points up and worked our way back into third in points, so that's cool. We get to do the open ceremonies back again, and just overall pumped to be here, coming out with the second and third. So on to Arizona.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. You guys did a great job tonight. And, man, it was great to see you at the top of the fast forward. Dude, I was really excited for it. Yeah. The track did look like it kind of went away towards the end. And it was good to see you and KP kind of going at it, back like a couple years ago. Yeah. So, pretty exciting. Kyle Bitterman, thank you. He's along for the ride with Kyle Bitterman.
What a professional.
Yeah, he is, man. And I forgot to mention that Bitterman posted fast time for the night, which is a big step. I mean, that's a throwdown. So I did have a chance to talk to the AMA Arenacross Championship presented by Kicker Performance Audio Loveland overall winner, Kyle Peters, and we're going to hear from him right now also.
What's up, guys? Kyle Peters here at Loveland, Colorado. We had a great night. Ended up getting a good start in the first main. Getting to the front, was able to ride my own race and have a little bit of a lead. So great first main, and then main two with the inverted start makes things very hard and stressful. But was able to come through the pack really good. Track was gnarly, brutal. And it made it very challenging. Got into second behind Bitterman. We raced pretty good for a couple laps and was able to get him and ride to another win. So 2 wins on the night. Stoked, ready to take it to Prescott.
Hell yeah, man. Great job. And look forward to seeing you next weekend.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You bet.
So, I think they both had about the same thing to say, really. And that was exciting. You could tell they both had a lot of fun racing each other and just, going after it, and they're solid dudes. And shout out, I mean, Kyle Peters, dude, as you know, and probably not many of our fans know, but he broke his back in a crash in Supercross 250 East last year. Relatively, about mid-season, almost mid-season?
Yeah, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he was actually doing pretty well, and I think he got involved. I think somebody got involved with him, if I remember right. And man, what a comeback. I mean, he's back just hauling ass and looking good, but you could definitely tell like the track hardened up. The whoops got gnarly tough at the end.
They started cupping out pretty bad.
yeah, it was just they were hard.
Yeah.
Like there was just they were hard, and Loveland dirt is either wet slick or dry slick, you know. So they were really the last couple of 3 laps, they'd get a drive out of the corner, and halfway or 3/4 way through the whoops, they're you know going 1-1-1 because they just there's no traction.
Right. Yeah. And I know you
So
said that the dirt was pretty dry. I'm assuming they store it inside or at least covered up. So to get a bunch of water on there, and then you're going to have changing conditions throughout the weekend as well. So good on those
yeah,
guys for overcoming.
yeah, they did a great job. So, it was exciting, and to cap off our episode 20 on my incredible flight up to Loveland, I had a flawless flight back to Las Vegas. So,
Well, you deserved a flawless flight back, you know?
we actually left about 9 minutes early and got in about 14 minutes early. But of course, anytime if you fly a lot, if you arrive more than 5 or 6 minutes early, the possibility of you having to sit on the tarmac waiting for a gate to open is high. But nonetheless, man, great flight, and got home late Saturday night, and just kick back. I got some cool stuff lined up. Rob Goodwin, who's Kyle Peters' crew chief, bike chief this year. He worked with Kyle last year in Supercross for the Phoenix Honda team. He's done some other stuff for Phoenix Honda. He was also Mike Alessi's bike chief when Alessi was racing in the Kicker AMA Pro Arenacross Series, and with Babbitt's Kawasaki. So, anyways, Rob's going to be here tomorrow. We're going to go over and see the Fast Track 11 race team and have lunch with those guys tomorrow. So,
Oh, man, what a fun day.
yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So, we got some updates from Dakar. All I know is what I've been watching on Instagram, and I finally figured out, thanks to Cole, that I could watch Dakar on Peacock. And lo and behold, I actually have the Peacock app on my TV. So who knew?
Kind of a
And
nice surprise.
yeah, so I've been watching those and getting caught up, and they still have the same lady doing the side by sides. I think they just turned her input volume down or something. So whatever, I guess that's not going to go away, but they can't be wrong because they're French. So shame on me. That
Well,
was horrible
no, it's
because they're FIM.
not only
I
true,
should
but it was
say.
also funny. So,
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, we don't have any French listeners. So what are we worried about?
Well, we don't know that for sure, do we?
No, we
I
don't.
mean, I really don't want to offend an entire country. Maybe just the FIM.
Fair enough. Okay.
All right.
So I don't want to apologize to France, but moving forward, we'll have mutual respect.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Deal.
Good. I'm
All
solid
right.
with that. Yeah.
So kind of a
Glad
crazy,
we worked that out.
yeah, including that. It's been
Yeah.
such a wacky few days. The bikes actually had, how do I word this? They had stage 7 canceled or postponed for the bikes. So really something interesting happened behind the scenes on stage 6. They had about a 300-kilometer liaison back to the bivouac. Well, the notes weren't complete. And so some guys ended up getting lost for quite a few hours out in the rain. And so because of the fatigue of the wet dunes and everything for the bikes, they said, okay, you know what? We're actually going to give you guys an extra rest day, which I applaud. That was a great thing.
Yes.
Because the next day they had to go into a marathon stage. But the cars and trucks, side by sides, they continued on. So got some quick results here if we
Yeah,
want to
and
get into it.
just on that real quick on the bike thing, um, some of those bikes, just from what I was looking at on Instagram, um, some of those bike riders, solo guys, were out there for like 23 hours and high change.
Yeah. Some guys were coming in, basically changed whatever clothes they could, fueled the bikes up, and had to go back out.
Yeah,
So, and that was over the last 3 days or so. So it's nice that they did make the call to kind of preserve the riders. But
for
man,
sure.
that's the Dakar spirit, to come in at 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe eat a power bar, and then have to throw on a jacket at 5 a.m. to go get to the next start line.
Man, so true. And you know what? Is much as I shouldn't say as much, but often I'm maybe not in 100% agreement with the FIM and their decisions. I support this decision.
Yes.
Um, had someone been doing their job, the riders wouldn't have got lost, but they admitted it, right?
Right.
And that's a huge step for them to admit they made a mistake and to take care of the athletes. And so huge shout out to FIM. Kind of grew a little respect back in my book.
Just a little bit. Now,
Yeah.
as a writer, what do you think? I have my opinion. What do you think's worse, getting lost on the stage or getting lost in the liaison?
Oh, I getting lost in the liaison.
You think
At
that's
least,
worse?
oh yeah, for sure. Because the liaison should, in essence, should be somewhat, I don't want to say boring, but you know what I
Predictable,
mean? Predictable. Yeah. Yeah. It should be like
non-dramatic.
I saw some of the clips from Seth uh on their digital, whatever they call it, digital road book. Um and you know, it I just I don't know. I think getting lost on the liaison because someone didn't do their job would be much more difficult for me. I think I would probably come in spitting nails.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting take. I like it.
Well, the thing is, if you get lost in the stage, like in the special stage, whose fault is it?
That's what I'm saying, though. I rather be able to, in that situation, I rather be able to point the finger and say, "Hey, this was on you guys,"
Right.
and then
I agree.
not have to fight them over getting everybody's stage times
Yeah.
back and coordinated. So,
Yep.
as much as it would suck to get lost in the liaison because of bad road booking, I think that's what I would prefer, because the work for the day is already done. You've already got the
Right.
time card stamped, and
Yep.
now you're just pissed off in the rain trying to go home. So,
Yeah. Cold, tired, pissed off. And they had temperatures. I don't have my Celsius calculator with me. And they had temperatures that were like, dude, I saw like 4 degrees Celsius, which 0 Celsius is freezing, 32. So you're talking about guys hitting the dunes at speed in the rain at roughly 40 degrees, 42 degrees. That's cold
yeah. Now,
and
when your blood's
miserable.
pumping, it's a little bit better. But when you're sitting on the highway with a 62-mile-an-hour speed limit,
Yes.
brutal,
And you're on
brutal.
the wrong highway
Yeah. And the
for,
wrong highway. Yeah.
for whatever, 6 hours.
As normal traffic can go however fast they're willing to push it. Yeah. Wild. Just another aspect of the Dakar that you would never think about, or, watching on TV, you would never think to worry about something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And what's the young man? I swore I was going to remember it. The young American rider,
Mason Klein.
Mason Klein. Yeah, it was interesting when you're talking about the 62 mile an hour, 100 kilometer an hour, or 120 or whatever they regulate them to. Um, it was interesting in the recap that Mason Klein conveniently, let's say, being an American, conveniently got a speeding penalty. Um, that knocked him back. And according to my math, he would have been right on the stage win.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. So his variation, we'll call it, was 3:33, but his penalty was 2 minutes. So
Yeah, 90 seconds back.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what's interesting about that is that um, Skylar Howes also had a similar issue a few days back. And you think about the monstrosity that Husqvarna KTM is, they know what they're doing with their speed limiters.
Right.
And Skylar Howell said something along the lines of like, I hope that it was a satellite issue of some sort going under a bridge where it just got confused for a minute. But other than that, it just sucks that, I mean, we're rightfully biased. It just sucks that it happened to Americans, you know?
Yeah, conveniently.
So he comes in, Mason Klein comes in, and they said, "Oh, penalty, penalty," and he goes, "Well, how much is it worth?" And the guy even holds up 2 minutes, and Mason was a good sport about it, but yeah, I don't know if I would have handled it as maturely as the 20-year-old Mason Klein.
Right. And kids on a tear on top of it. So props.
Absolutely.
I've become a fan. Um, all right. So where were we? Oh, are we at T1s now? T1, U1, T1 plus, whatever it's called.
Oh, for the cars?
Yeah, because you were gonna stat me out.
Okay, here we go. So, right now the bikes and the overall, we still have American Skylar Howes leading, Kevin Benavides in second, Mason Klein in third, and they had their rest day today. So let's take a look here at the car standing at the T1s. It's pretty much the Nasser show right now in the cars. Nasser Al-Attiyah, he is leading by an hour and 3 minutes. And overall, the racing, he's only had a 10-second penalty. So great for him. But yeah, it's a Toyota 1 and 2, and then Lucas Moraes, in third. And let's jump over to our T3 lightweight prototypes.
Just on that, Nasser is an animal.
That guy, I can rightfully say I'm now a fan of him as of the last few years. For a while, it seemed like he was, I don't know what it was, but I don't know if it was a translation error or something, but he seemed so cocky. And then it seems that everybody in the bivouac loves that guy. And he's obviously an extremely talented driver off-road. So
right.
Yeah, you have an American fan, Nasser. All right, T3 lightweight prototypes. I'm not even going to try it tonight, but we still have our same leader. Our
Butcher.
Guillaume de Mievaux from Belgium. Excuse me, of all the words to mess up, from Belgium. Excuse me. Our American Austin Jones in second, and third we have Seth Quintero. And Seth is down by an hour and 2 minutes as of this ranking. So still in the top three, and to have two Americans in the top three, pretty exciting. Pretty dang exciting.
Yeah, and I think AJ's only like 3 minutes back, isn't he?
3 minutes and 19 seconds back.
Yeah.
So that's a sneeze in that rally. And
right.
They say after the rest day is when the real rally starts. So
yeah, for sure. And realistically, I mean, 1 hour is a sneeze in Dakar.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I mean,
nobody's immune to issues.
No. And I think we saw that with our boy Mitch Guthrie Jr., where, you know, he comes out and just smashes it and wins a stage. And the next day, the steering rack seizes up because probably $1 bushing failed.
Of course.
And now he's out of the overall. I mean, he won a stage and was in first place overall and crushed that stage. And the next day, a $1 part has taken him out of the overall. I thought it interesting. I'm sure you caught it today too, with Mitch Guthrie Jr. Hey, I didn't call him Mitchy, so
I was expecting you to.
Yeah, I'm probably one of the few people that can still get away with it. I think. I don't think he likes it, but
you're in the inner circle. You can do it.
But him, AJ, and Seth were all on Fish live on YouTube, and I didn't catch the live, but just before we went on, I watched the whole thing. Um, those guys, it was great to see those guys in good spirits. Um, the the for the racers in T3 that want to um, get stage wins, I think you have a problem because Guthrie stated he is out of the overall. So for him, it's about the stage wins.
Man on fire.
Yes, and I have seen that side of him many, many times. Um, and hopefully we'll have him on the show here after he gets home.
That'd be
So
great. That would be
yeah,
fantastic.
he said he'd
But
like to. So
yeah, he pulled a third in stage 8 and only down by 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
yeah.
So yeah, on fire.
So and still like with what he had a 24-hour penalty, and now he's actually, if he was still qualified in the overall, he'd only be like 22 hours out or something like that.
Yeah, let's see if I can quickly do some math, which is not my strong suit, luckily.
Basically, he'd be on the podium had
He
he
would be on
not.
the podium, yeah,
Yeah,
and then we would
yeah,
arguably have 3 Americans in the top 4.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So, but how exciting, man! And it was good to see the boys on Fish and just see them having some fun, a little bit relaxed, and talking about the rally. And man, I can't wait to talk to them after they get home and get the deep insights. But I know we're pushing time. We need to wrap up, I believe.
Yep. So tonight's a little bit of a Arenacross sprint race of an episode, but
Yes,
the fact that we did it is even a milestone marker for us. So look
right?
at us, new year, new us.
New us, yeah. So, man, I am super excited. Um, I want to thank everybody for coming along for the ride. I posted up uh, episode 20 just not too long ago, yesterday, I think. And man, it was hammering downloads. And I actually see sometimes you when you upload the episode, there'll be downloads before I announce that it's even available. So thank you, whoever those people are. Thank you. I appreciate you. Talked to a bunch of the new Arenacross crew, and a lot of them have along for the ride saved in their queue for their road trips. Um, we'll eventually end up with some of the Arenacross racers on here also as we get later in the season. Um, and with that, man, I want to thank our sponsors, Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com, for all your automotive, truck, motorcycle, off road, boat, golf cart, or personal audio needs. Check them out at kicker.com. Now celebrating 50 years with the same owner, American owned audio company. Support them because they're rad. And of course, Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Get on there and check them out. They got everything from 88 aviators to wraps to the buzz bombs, the mega bombs, even over the glasses safety eyewear and all different lenses. Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Of course, the Premix Podcast. Find them on Instagram at the Premix Podcast, all one word. And Kelsey Morel Film. Find them on Instagram at Kelsey Morel Film. Be sure and check us out. I believe I think I have 2, possibly 3 episodes up on our YouTube now. You can find us on YouTube at MAddOG_media or the channel MAddOG Space Media, MAddOG MEDIA. You'll see our iconic logo there. And other than that, Cole, parting comments?
I'm excited for the rest of Arenacross. I'm going to be sad when Dakar is over, and I'm excited for the rest of Supercross.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of good racing coming in all three series. Um, and I'm looking forward to your recaps. Thank you for being stat man on the go there, and being ready and prepped. I'll keep trying to do my part, which is talk and not look dumb. And you keep doing your part, which is everything else, all the hard stuff.
It's a deal.
All right. With that, thank you for coming along for the ride. Episode 21. We'll see you on episode 22. Mad Dog out.